Okay, welcome back to another episode of Black Coffee. I'm your host, John Brown. Today we're with my man, marvelous Melvin Anthony, legendary professional bodybuilder, longtime friend of mine, known for his incredible physique, posing skills. Melvin has made a significant impact on the bodybuilding world. Welcome to the show, big dog.
What's happening with you, man? Glad to
We're
be
just
here,
trying to,
man. This is
I mean, at the end of the day, we're just trying to give some real advice to folks out there who are always asking me about my methodology, how I got my boys where they are at, and they may have kids or want to have kids and want to make them successful. And you know me better than anybody. You, Sean, is about two, three of the guys that I trained. So, uh, just want to ask you a couple of questions. Like what inspired you to get into bodybuilding?
ooh, for me, I guess I don't know. There was a couple of things. I think what
Mm-hmm.
got me into bodybuilding was I was a skinny kid, coming up in a low middle class neighborhood. So, there's always that pressure and the bullies. So, I always had an infatuation with muscle, since first seeing those magazines in the liquor store.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I've always been a comic kind of guy, looking at the Marvel comics that my mom really couldn't afford, but I was always, sneaking in and looking through them, seeing the Hulk, who was one of my
Mm-hmm.
probably my biggest favorites. And I wanted to be like him, smash.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think that kind of like inspired me to figure out how to get big. Mm.
So, what was some of your biggest challenges that you faced in bodybuilding?
Oh, in bodybuilding challenges, huh? Well, first, I didn't really know too much about it. I wasn't really thinking about it. I always idolized you guys in the magazine. Um, you know, I think that back then bodybuilding wasn't a talked about thing in my neighborhood. It was always guys
Mm-hmm.
getting out of prison and trying to survive out there. And we had athletes, but I always had not a kind of like a bad running with athleticism. Growing up,
Mm-hmm.
so I was kind of deterred from it because either I was too short or I wasn't fast enough, or I didn't have enough money to pay for the program. So there was a lot of no's and a lot of doors that kind of like were shut on me. By the time I started getting big, it was because I started getting in trouble more. So I
Mm-hmm.
started gravitate, I started gravitate more towards that rough life. Just trying to be tough, because if tough, you're not vulnerable. You know what I mean? If people are
Who
afraid of you,
introduced me to you?
Donnie.
Donnie, that was his name.
That shit get the short, yeah, short ass
Little
Donnie saw me in
short
the
dude,
gym
yeah.
and I was training with BJ, one of my best friends in the world, and we was just in there training and just getting ready for football or whatever. And this little short midget looking dude walked up to me, started talking to my body. So talking about my body, I'm like, man, what you talking about, man? Oh man, you got a good body. I'm like, get your little ass away from me, man. At first I was like,
Yeah,
what you
yeah,
talking about? You
yeah.
weird or something? Because he
Yeah,
always
yeah.
had that real crazy demeanor. So he's like, man, I know this pro, man. And you got a body, man. You could do it, man. You can go all the way. You ever thought about it? I was like, hell no, man. I'm playing football across the street. He was like, man, you should consider it, man. I'm competing. I don't know if he was getting ready for a show or he was getting bulking up phase. And he
Mm-hmm.
was just telling me, I know this guy, John Brown, Miss Universe. And I almost like, man, get out of here, man. You don't know no damn John Brown. Yeah, I know him, man. I'm telling you, I personally know him. I'm like, you full of shit. That's what I told him.
Yeah,
And this
yeah.
was like over a week's process, a couple weeks process. He was telling me this. So by the third time he mentioned it, and he was like, "Man, I'm telling you, he's in Europe right now." And then I'm like, "You really crazy?" Because us as black folk, we ain't doing no travel. What you talking about? He ain't no pro football player. He
Yeah,
ain't no
yeah,
baseball.
yeah,
He ain't going nowhere. What did you say? I knew he was full of shit. So he's like, "Man, I'm telling you, when he comes back, man, I'm telling you, I'm gonna call him on the phone." I was like, "Man, you be lying to me. You keep on lying to me. I'm gonna beat you up, homie. If I know you full of shit."
yeah,
And it took
yeah,
about
yeah.
30 days. About 30 days. And he said, "Man, he's back." I was like, "Man, what is you talking about? I mean, what is he always? What are you talking
Yeah.
about? Who's back?" Man, John Brown. I said, "Mr. Universe, he ain't where. He lived right down the street." I said, "Y'all take you to him." But I'm telling him right now, he don't play around, man. If he likes you, he gonna talk to you, man. You know what I'm talking about? Because he be helping me, but I'm telling you, man, if he likes you, he gonna talk to you. And I'm just like, bodybuilding thing, he's saying all these weird stuff to me. So I'm like, oh, let me go over here and follow and see. I was smart
Mm-hmm.
enough to get in the car he actually got in the car with us. And he was like, "I'm take you over there, man." We got to drive, and I was nervous as hell. I'm like, "Man, this guy might not, he might not be lying in my mind," but I never said it.
Yeah, yeah.
Me having that street mentality, and I'm thinking, well, shoot, man, we might go over and make this dude mad or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
at the
yeah, yeah.
time, We pulled up and you opened the door, and I'll never forget it. You opened the door and looked at him, looked at me, don't know what you this dude you talking about, and I'm kind of that voice. I was like, hold on. This nigga got a picture boy. I'm about to fight this dude. Big as hell, man. And come on in. And we went in the house, man. I never forget that. It's like a movie. I walked in the door, I'm looking around, you know. I didn't come all the way in, you know what I mean? I kind of like stood at the door. If you remember, I kind of like
Yeah.
stood close to the door.
No, I don't
Donnie just
remember.
went on in. And one
Mm.
thing about me, you just don't walk in nobody's house. So I kind of
Yeah.
stood by the door. He's like, come on in, nigga. So I kind of walked in a little more. I didn't get past that little couch thing you had sitting right there. I was just
Oh
looking at you.
shit.
You sit over here eating a big old bowl of spaghetti. Big old bowl of spaghetti, meatballs and everything. And he's like, yeah, man, you know, I just got back from Europe. And, you know, and in my mind, I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, whatever. Maybe you was down the street in Compton somewhere and then you want to know damn Europe. And then you start talking about it. And you said something to, who was in the house? I can't remember if Miriam was there at that time or you had said something in German. Somebody called you. You got to talk in German. I'm like, this nigga talking German. What is he, African? What is that? African he talking about? He's this Deutsch and shit. And I'm like, man, this dude, maybe he ain't no regular black dude, you know what I mean? Because it didn't
Yeah, yeah,
match your demeanor. That shit didn't match you
yeah,
at all. So I kind of unfolded my hands and I'm kind of looking at you crazy. And I'm as he's talking to the person, you eating the spaghetti, and I'm watching your arms. I ain't no weirdo. I ain't into that. You know, I understand the LBGTQYZ and all that, but I'm not finna like I don't play like that. But I'm looking at the arms like you eating. Every time you get to put that bicep, that sucker got bigger, and then veins got to popping. And I'm just like, man, how you do that? He's like,
yeah,
what?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to keep my weight up. Keep your weight up. You eat spaghetti. You know what I mean? I always heard chicken and all this. So you don't eat that shit.
yeah.
I don't eat that shit. Kept on eating. So I'm watching. You tell me like this. Well, Donnie told me, you had a good body. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah, I don't know what this for. He just be talking shit. You know what I mean? He was like, where
Yeah,
are you from? You asked me where I was from. I told you where I was from. And then you said something crazy. You was like, take your shirt off. I was like, what?
yeah, yeah,
Take shirt off. I ain't funny like that, man. Take your shirt off. I gotta take a look at you. I'm like, take a look at me
yeah.
for what? You
Hey,
can't see that my
peel,
clothes.
peel,
Talk about peel.
peel.
I took the shirt off, and you was like, do a front double
That's
bicep. I
that.
said,
That's what
do it.
them Crips and those Pyrus say when I was in Compton. Go on and peel, cuz. Go on and
Yeah,
peel.
go,
Peel on him, cuz.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That may take
you
your
took.
stuff off, cuz. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
And you
like,
took
what
your
for?
shirt
What?
off. I'm like, and drop and see your pants. Drop your pants and see your legs.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Niggas said, what you mean? Yeah, I ain't funny like that, man. Just drop your pants. I was nervous. I'm like, man, he don't know I got this gun in his bag, but he better not try nothing. I took those pants down, and you was like, okay, do a side chest. And I'm looking at you. I didn't know what you was talking about. I was like, man, you ain't never been in the magazine. I was like, I seen the magazine. You said, just do your arms like this. And I did it. So I turned around, and then I said, turn around. He said, okay, do it again. The same thing I showed you from the front. And I remember doing it. Squeeze your back. I didn't really have a concept of that what that was at
Right,
the
right,
time. So I was
right.
like, all right. I messed around and did it. After that, you was like, you turned around and Donnie was like, I told you. He was like, shut up, Donnie. And you said, I already said this 3 times. I said this 3 times, and I said it to a few guys. You know who Vince Taylor is? I was like, yeah, big calves, big arms. He's like, yeah, I trained him. I was like, okay, now you have my attention.
Hmm.
Not only was I kind of like, mesmerized by how big you were, but you trained other guys I knew.
Yeah,
I knew who you were, but then I
yeah,
knew who those guys was like in the mix at the time.
yeah,
He's like, you know who Sean Ray is? And I was like, yeah. He's like, what you think about it? I said, he pretty good, man. Yeah, he one of the best. He's like, I trained him first. He said, I showed another guy, Victor Richards. You know who that is? I said, yeah, that big motherfucker. He's like, yeah. He said, I showed that guy some stuff too. He said, I'm gonna tell you right now, you listen to everything that I say, and you do everything that I tell you to do without question, he said, you can be the best in the world. I looked at you like, nigga, please. What is you
yeah,
talking about?
yeah,
You mean like you? You was like, man, you could be better than me. I was like, huh? He said, but you gotta do everything I tell you to do. And I was like, he said, can you handle that? And I was like, yeah, I think I can handle that. He said, I'm gonna give you the rules right now. John, you always had these damn rules. He's like, man, you bully somebody in the gym, I'm gonna stop helping you. He says, if you go in the he said, if you go in the gym be a bully, I'm gonna stop helping you. He says, if you quit on me, I'll never talk to you again. It'll be over with. This is your time. And then you said something else. I don't remember the third one was. You gave me 3 rules. And you said, if you can handle that, we start tomorrow. Man, my ass was like, tomorrow? We start tomorrow. And I was like, yeah, I remember that
I
shit
said,
word for
yeah. I
word.
said, yeah. I said, yeah, homeboy. Donnie been telling me about you, so I'm gonna check you out. You know, he's
Yeah.
talking about how good you could be. I said, you got potential, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I said, can you touch your toes? And you touch your toes. Okay, he got some flexibility. I can get his
Yeah.
hamstrings. I was looking at the weak points in your body, knowing what I had to do to build them up to get everything in order, you know. And
Yeah.
you told me, yeah, man. They say you went to a contest. They said, yeah, man, your legs are too small. My legs are. I said, don't worry about that. Don't listen to those guys.
Yeah.
My hamstring, don't worry about that.
Yeah. He
I
said,
know
don't
what
worry
you
about
did.
that. Yes, I didn't have no calves either. You said, I'm gonna show you how to hide them until we fix them. I was like, huh? Don't worry about it.
And then we
I
started
remember
training. What do you remember the most about the training program?
shit. I'm gonna tell you one thing. I use everything you taught me to this day on other people. Misery love company. Remember that?
Yeah, Mr. Love Company shit.
So I think we
That's
started
it.
on legs. We started on
Ooh.
legs day.
We started on
You was
legs?
like, yeah, we went down to you
Ooh.
drove me all the way down. That was the longest ride of my life. You drove me all the way down to Chino Hills. And you was like, we gonna go in this gym. He said, like I said, you do everything I tell you to do. You better not quit on me. And I'm like, in my head, this nigga think I ain't no bitch. Nigga, I'm no punk. In my mind, I ain't say it. Had too much
Yeah,
respect for you.
yeah,
Cause I got
yeah.
a smart mouth. I was like, I ain't gonna say it, but I was thinking, I ain't no punk. I got up in that gym. He was like, how much can you do on the leg extension? I was like, the stack, being cocky. He said, drink water today? I was like, yeah. I drank water today. He said, yeah, because you gonna need it. You took that pin, I put that shit, do a warm-up set. I did a warm-up set, second warm-up set. That third set, he said, now we begin. And you put that damn pin at the bottom of that stack, 285, I think it was 300 pounds, 285. 285 on a stack. Went over there to the leg curve, which was right next to it, and stuck it somewhere, and I didn't know where you stuck it. And you walked up and he said, I'm gonna give you the rules. He says, you gonna get 100 reps. And I thought you said 10.
No,
I was like, come
it was
again?
100 reps with the leg extension. And I
Leg
said,
extension.
let me give you the rules. If you touch the ground with your foot, you start over.
Start
If
over.
you lose count, you start over.
That part.
If I say,
And so,
how many have you done? And you go, man, I don't know. And you done 75, well, you're starting over. 1, 2, let's go. Know what you're
mm-hmm.
doing.
Know what
Yeah.
I'm doing. And I remember it happened. It only happened once, working out with you. That first day was the hell. I went through all that squats and leg press, 100 reps, 4 sets, drop sets on the leg extensions, starting with I think I was like at 180, do 10 reps, drop it to the 160, 5 reps, do the 155 reps, all the way to the top. So it ended up being like 68 reps on the leg curl.
Leg curl. Yeah, yeah.
I remember going, God, is this for real? Because if this would have taken, I don't know. And you kept asking me, where you from? And I kept telling you at the time, you know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm from that blood gang. He was like, well, show me then. Show me what you got. I was giving it everything. And I thought, man, this dude ain't gonna never quit. And
Then
I
we did
remember at the end of it,
squats.
squats.
Oh, man. It's like,
Yeah,
oh.
we did leg press, then we did squats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, squats after that. And I was like, I was telling you at the time, he was like, how you feel? I was like, I can't feel shit. He's like, it don't matter, just move it. Just move the weight. He got up on that squat rack. He had 315 on there. And I was like, I don't know if I can make. So you gonna do it, or you want to win, or you want to lose? You want to be a champion, or you want to walk up out of there? There's a door right there. And I'm thinking, to me, that works for me. For everybody, I don't know if it works for everybody's body, but for me,
Mm-hmm.
that worked for me. I ain't got no quit in me. For the
Mm-hmm.
most part, it's very, very difficult to make me quit. And I remember getting that 315 out that rack, and you walked your ass over there and pulled them hooks out. I was like, "What the fuck is you doing?"
I pulled them hooks out.
that
Everybody,
he
get the F back. Everybody step back. Nobody help
everybody step back. He was like, "Get it, you gonna get him now?" And I was like, "Man, you say now you
him.
can't put it back." I was like, "Oh
No
shit,
spotter, nothing. Yeah.
no spot or nothing."
Let's see what you
And
made
that's when
up
it got
now.
real.
They got real then, yeah.
That's hell yeah. That's
Yeah.
when it got real. And I was like, man, after doing 400 reps on this and
Mm-hmm.
380 reps on
Oh
the
man.
leg curl, and then
Man. It was
doing another 100 reps on the leg press.
leg extension, it would have been 500. And we did back before that.
We did
We
back
started with
before we even
back.
got there.
Back tears you
Yeah.
up, right? The bent over
Yeah.
rolls with them dumbbells, ascending
Oh
sets.
yeah.
The more weight,
Yep.
the more reps.
The more reps.
The
You said
more
wherever
weight,
it
the
is, you
more
keep going.
weight rep. Ascending sets.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. No one's doing that.
Yeah.
What they doing
Yeah.
today with
Well,
the
I mean,
medicine balls and I don't know what they doing today. I
man,
don't know
that
kind
ain't shit.
I don't know what kind of workout y'all doing, but that ain't gonna work.
That's that Coca-Cola generation shit right there. Anybody
Yeah.
that comes to the mass circle, and I think that's exactly how my training systems was created. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
basically it came from your tutelage, what I use now. And you know, I don't give it to everybody, but the ones that come in there with that talk, you know, they want it raw. I want it the way John gave it to you. I had 3 dudes tried it, and they left up out of that gym crawling. They went to that bucket. I used to pull that bucket right over there where they at. What's that for? I said, somebody going in there, who it gonna be?
And we was
Oh, you
working
gonna get
out
out with us?
in your Belinda, and I hate it when guys would lift a little weights and thought they was ready to do my program. Richard, what's that dude name? Longworth or something like that?
Richard Longworth.
And he
Hell
goes,
yeah.
hey John, Richard want to work out with us. I said, man, you sure you want to do this? I said, you brought him in. I said, Richard, listen to me. Only one way you getting out here. You finish or you gonna fight me. We gonna get in a fight, me and you.
No, and then you added something to that. You said, and if I don't fight you, I might just tear your fucking shirt off. Now, in my mind, you had already prepared me. He's like, one day somebody's gonna try us. And he said, and this is what we do in here. This is what we do in this circle in here. They get in here, they getting right in the middle. And they get in the middle, you better kill yourself to kill him.
To kill him.
That's you test his heart.
Yeah.
He said, because you're gonna die too. He said, but don't you show him. And that's why I learned my grit. You know, so he had telling me, man, I'm taking this, I'm taking that. Come on, bro, just let me train with y'all. Come on, I'm taking D-balls, I'm taking this. Man, I did a show. I don't. I'm just looking at him like, man, you don't want this smoke.
I told him,
I said, John, I said, I'm gonna go. You want it, John? He want it, bro. He's like, he been asking me for a month. He's like, you turn to him and say, you sure you want some of this? Because they only want.
So he waited. He says he's coming. I told him not to come. Then what happened?
I told Richard not to come. He's like, man, I'm ready. I'm taking everything, man. I'm ready. I'll take it. I didn't even know what half the shit he was talking about because I wasn't taking none of that. So I was like, you know, John, he wants to come up in there, man. He want that smoke. He want that business. He's like, well, bring his ass in here then. But I'm telling you right now, when he come, he says, you better kill yourself to kill him. And so I said, all right. He said, go in the middle. And boy, we got to banging on him. He couldn't. He was banging on him. Every time he tried to stand up on that T-bar, I remember you had 4 places.
I said he's in the middle. I go first, you go second, he go third. You go third. He's in the middle. Homeboy he got ready to throw up. I saw he was ready to throw up, right?
Yeah.
And I go, okay, he's about to go out. And we ain't 1/4 of the way through.
No.
We just on back.
We had just got the T-bars. We went to we did the pull down.
Yeah, he goes, hey, John, I don't feel good. I goes, and? So? I mean,
yeah.
Okay, and?
He said,
I think I got to throw up. Go throw up. So he ran into the bathroom. I followed him in the bathroom. I said, I'm right here to help you throw up. As soon as you finish, we're going back in. And he threw up. I said, man, clean that shit off your mouth. You look nasty. Get up in there. Man, what you doing? And your shoe, man, you got stuff on your shoe. Clean your shoes. So he cleaned the shoes. Come on back. It's your turn. He went again, right? He was done, right?
You kept on pushing him over.
Are you moving your phone?
No.
Oh, because it's going in and out.
No.
So I just said, look, man, you got to keep going. Then he said something to you, whispered something. I go, what'd you say? I got to go get my kids. And man, your kids gonna be late today. I can't do nothing with your kids.
He said
you in here.
He said he got to go get his kids. And I was like, what you want me to do about it? Like I can't make John do nothing. I'm like, because I wanted him to die. You know what I mean? I'm on kill.
I said, Richard, you want to? I said, this is my job, and I'm in training mode. This is my job. Now you come in my office, you interrupt the flow. Now if you quit, you done messed everything up.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
We can't. You messed the juice up.
Mm-hmm.
We're not flowing now.
You're right.
I said, Richard, man, you ready to? I don't know if you're ready to fight me.
He's like, but I got to give my kids. I remember you.
I said, well, you can get them. You fight me. After you fight me, you can get your kids. You can quit or fight me or go. What you want to do? So he's looking at me, man. he goes again, right? Now this boy about to die. I said, look, man, you lucky today. I woke up on the right side of the bed. Get your ass out of here.
Yeah.
Don't ever come back here again.
But you see you leaving it out though, John. Why you trying to leave it out? That boy left with a ripped shirt. Yes, sir. He said something. He kept saying, I gotta give my kids, man. You don't understand. He's like, man, I'm not playing with you, man. You took his shirt and whop. I remember you ripped his shirt from here to here. And I thought that was the funniest shit I ever seen. I was like, did he just rip that boy's shirt off? He went, come on, John. He's like, no, you messing with the office, man. You come here. Do I come to your work and interrupt your job? And get your ass out of here, man. That was so funny. I was laughing. Though. I think I laughed for 2 days. I laughed, man, come on, Richard got his whole shirt ripped off. Like,
because here's the thing. You got what we call gym rats. Most of you guys you see walking around, chest buffed up, puffed up, those are gym rats. Mm-hmm. I was a professional. If a guy come into the gym with me and he can last 20 minutes, I'm shaking his hand. If he can last 20 and we got 2 hours to go.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. What we was doing, there's a difference between a professional bodybuilder, the way I trained, and what they was doing. Mm-hmm. See, because what I was doing, what I learned, because I'm from Compton, right? And so when we're in the gym, we learn from the guys from the penitentiary. Mm-hmm. Kids come out of the penitentiary, 20 years old, with 20-inch arms. No steroids. Listen to what I'm saying. Mm. No roids. I never even heard of a steroid.
Yeah.
These guys came out the pen, no roids, 19 years old, with 20-inch arms. I'm telling you, because I taped them. Mm-hmm. I taped some of these guys. Yep. So that means put a measurement, and they flex, and you check it and see if it's true. So we watch those workouts. So that's the workout I started with that penitentiary workout, and then I added to it and kept improving on it. And at the end of the day, the workout I got is not for everybody. Listen to me right now.
Yeah.
The workout I have, wait, hold on, Melvin. I want to let these people know this. It's going to make you uncomfortable. Most people don't want to be uncomfortable like Richard was. You don't want to be uncomfortable. So you playing baseball, basketball, football, you want to take them medicine balls, throw them on the ground, and do all that stupid stuff, and these kettlebells, all that old dumb stuff, and those one-leg lunges, reverse lunge, all this stupid, because that stuff is easy. It's easy. Melvin laughing because he know. See, that's not going to work. See, so if you really want to get that work and improve your body, look, a stronger you will beat a weaker you.
That part.
But if you do that little BS workout that these guys are telling you to do, it ain't going to work.
No.
You got to come in there and go through hell. Now, if you're willing to go through hell, I guarantee you that every time you look at another man and you're going to compete against him or another woman, you know for sure they have not been through what you've been through. And all I got to do is like a Doberman pincher, like bring you on a leash, get him, tear him up. That's what we do.
That's all you used to do for me.
Different program, right?
Different program. I used to walk in there, and I wasn't. I think I understood it. I understood getting in trouble, going to me going to juvenile hall and all that, getting in trouble. I understood the weights, but I didn't understand the combination of what you did and how you perfected it, and then gave it to me. So I kind of I kind of brought that in the game. You said to me one time. You said you got more heart than most of the guys I trained. He said you ain't got no give in you. So that's gonna help you. When you get up there, you're not gonna be afraid of nobody. You explain why. It was like one thing I did learn is how to kind of turn away from the gangbanging stuff to destroying people on stage. He said you got to do it. You want to be a champion. You want to be a banger. You gotta pick a side because your window's open for only so long. He says, and if you listen to everything I say, he goes, you're gonna kill all these guys. He said you're behind. So you got to play catch up. I got to put 2 years of muscle on you in 1 year, and I did it. And the first time I cheated on my diet, after that I started killing them. I was like, get him.
Yeah, I used to come to your house and look at you. I go, okay, cuz take your pill. Let me see what you look like. You take your shirt off. I go, man, something ain't right, Melvin. You on your diet? Yeah, man. Yeah, you sure? You look different than the other day. And Melvin didn't anticipate this. I went to his kitchen, dug in his trash can, but I went to the bottom of the trash can. I took everything out. I said, so what he's probably doing is eating something he shouldn't eat and taking it and sticking it at the bottom. So he knew I was going to check the trash, but he didn't know I was going to check the bottom of the trash. Man, I took that trash out and found all that junk he was eating. I go, man, what the hell is this, man?
I bet the
I couldn't
bagels.
help it, man.
It was it was them damn
Yes.
the fat free bagels is what it was.
Yeah.
I said I try to do some scientific like how they be trying to count macros. I was trying to do that crap before it was even thought of. I looked at the back of the bag,
That's funny.
1 gram of fat. I'm gonna put a little bit of preserves on the back of it. There's no sugar, so I'm gonna put that on. That's natural. Yeah, he said. I'm gonna tell you right now, when you get your ass kicked, I'm very disappointed in you. And that was a harder word than you telling me you wanted to beat my ass. I could have took that, but you was like, I'm very disappointed. Man, when you left, I teared up. He said, because that's gonna be the first thing you think about when you lose. Now, yes, you
Mm-hmm.
decide what you want to do. So I went in my room and found the rest
And
of them bagels and threw that shit in the trash. And I remember getting
I was coming to your house, you would take your shirt off. I go, man, you ain't right, you ain't ready. You don't look good. You used to hate that.
hated it.
Man, why you say I don't look good, man? Everybody else said I look good. So don't listen to them. You don't
Yeah,
look good. I'm telling you. I'm
yeah,
gonna be honest with you. You don't look right.
yeah. So,
But when I told you was right, you most cases you won, didn't you?
yep, every time.
When I told you you're right, you're right now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You said you used to tell them, I'm gonna go do recon right now. I'm gonna go in the back, and you don't worry about it. I'm gonna tell you who to fight. It's just like we're doing my guys now. He said, I'm gonna tell you who to fight. You will go in the backstage, and I remember we did that one show. We did that first natural show. And you was like, we never doing this shit again. And I was going back there, and the Jim Quinn was running around telling on you because they said I was a pro already. That's when I knew I was. Maybe you had something. That dude told the
Mm-hmm.
judges he's already a pro. He can't compete here. And I was like, what that white boy talking about?
Yeah.
He said he over there complaining, talking about you a pro, talking about you went to the universe. You ain't even never been out this damn country. He said he
Yeah.
said that he can't compete. He's walking around here with John. And John got him because he was one. He didn't want me to beat his boy. You know what I'm talking about? I never
Mm-hmm.
forgot that. I was like, why is he screaming at the judges? Why he keep saying I'm a pro? John, don't worry about that. I got this. And you just go in there and tell him like it was. And I did beat his boy, but you was talking about then, I'm never going to do an natural show again. That's what that loser wick dude. You was like, nope, that's it. We going NPC from now
Yeah,
on.
they
Yeah.
had some under the table backdoor stuff going down.
Yeah.
I couldn't trust those guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Make
what about talk about posing? Your posing routines and all that stuff.
Well, back to the beginning when I got to this to the after we had been hanging out a little bit, you was like I'm gonna teach you how to pose. And I didn't want to put on them damn posing trunks neither. I'm like, can we wear something else? He's like, nope. You got to wear these posing trunks. So I'm gonna get you your first pair of trunks. He says, but so what are you good at? I was like, what are you talking about? I didn't understand. He's like, you showed me some stuff that you had did. I'm looking at that, and you put in the tape. Bump. I'm looking at the tape. Yeah, I'm watching the tape. I was like, man, you used to get down. He said, all the people screaming. And in my mind, I was like, I want to do just that. And then I saw you doing this, trying to TikTok King Tut. I'm like, what you know about King Tut? You was like, oh, you know how to dance? I was like, better than you. I think I can get out just like you. He's like, you said, show me. And you got that damn radio, put that on the top of the thing, bam. Put in More Bounce to the Ounce, one of my favorite songs. And you was like, let me see what you got then. I was like, what? Man, I got to get bop, 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 bop. You
Yeah,
was
you
looking
went
at me.
off. I was like, oh shit, I
You
couldn't
was
believe it.
you was looking at me. You was like, man, let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. You was like, if when I finish teaching you and you put that in there, he said, man, you'll be the best thing ever seen. You'll be a legend. I was like, at the time you were saying, I was like, man, I just want to get up there and do what I used to do when I was a kid. Break dance. I was like, I could do that. He was like, okay, you got to showing me how to do things. It was very difficult. And I remember you telling me that in order to pose, it has to be poetic. You have to be able to move like a feather. And I was like, what? Yeah, you was like, I think you got your keys. You take the keys and drop them on the ground. Boop. You see that? And I was like, yeah. And you went in the bathroom and got a square of tissue paper. You came back over and you held it in the air. Boop. And you dropped it. That thing went like this. You said, that's how I want you to move. That's how I'm going to teach you to move. And I was like, man, that's cool. But
Mm-hmm.
I understood it. You know what I mean? I don't know
Mm-hmm.
why I understood
Because you
it,
had a
but
visual. No, because you had a visual. You're a
yeah,
visual learner.
yeah. I'm a visual learner.
Yeah.
So when you showed me that, you was like, our first time we got on stage, it scared me. You was like, I don't care how scared you get. You said you never look at nobody in their face. Never look at the eyeballs. You only look here because foreheads can never make a face. Don't pay attention to that or you'll get lost. So I remember going up there scared as hell. Iron Man. I got busy. Bam, 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 bam. I did that, man. And people screaming so loud, they scared me off the stage. I was like, man, I don't know. Why they
Yes.
screaming so
Is that
loud?
funny? They can scream so loud it scares you, right?
Hell yeah.
I was in Dunhag, Holland for the Mr. World. I've done a lot of shows. Had a lot of people scream, standing ovation, encores, crazy. I did a lot. Man, they screamed so loud it scared me. So I know what it's like. I was like, oh, for a minute it was like a bomb that went off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew you was gonna kill him when you did that. Where was that show at?
The Iron Man. Was it in Fontana? The Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it was in Fontana. That's when I think
Mm-hmm.
Alex Ardente beat me, and that was the show you told me. You shouldn't eat them damn bagels, boy. I told you. I was third. Tim Sladek beat me, I think. And all them guys beat me. And you was like, never again. But I remember the way they reacted when I posed. They said, now, if you would have did that plus ate to what you were supposed to eat, nobody would have touched you. I never forgot it. I said, okay,
Mm-hmm.
never again. So come back around. We
Mm-hmm.
said we're going to do another show. We're going to do the Palm Springs. And
Oh man.
95. We pull up.
That's when you was tripping. He was tripping at the Palm Springs. Second contest, this fool telling me I don't want to go outside. I go, why? People I don't want people disturbing me. I go, Melvin,
Yeah.
nobody know you. You just get started. Get your ass outside. No one knows you. You got a big head already. You need to come on back down. I almost went home when you said that to me. I was so... I don't know what you're talking about.
They said your boy is trying to talk about you got to watch him. You got a big head. You created a monster. It's like I'm not a monster.
Yeah,
I was just trying to be obedient. I was trying not to stress out because people was like, oh Melvin. They started kind of hearing about me, and I was like, oh man, I don't know, man. You know, you was just like, just take it easy, you know. And the guy that should have beat me was named Mike. That guy Mike. Remember how shredded he was, but he couldn't pose for nothing. And you was like, you're gonna beat
I
him today.
remember.
Mike Wells, I think his name was. He was second. He was from Arizona, and he had
Mike.
the rat tail in the back of his head. He was peeled like Dexter Jackson. And you was like, boy, he said, you
I
want to
don't
fight.
remember.
You said you're going to have to fight him. You going to outpose him. Every time he hit a shot, you hit two shots. You hit him with two of them.
Mm-hmm.
So every time he hit a shot, I hit two.
Mm-hmm.
Bam, bam, bam. And we used that was a real special show because you said this was going to be our most difficult posing routine. When you had me up on my tippy toes like this and spun around with 2
Oh
feet.
yeah.
I'm
What, was
going
that to
down.
Luther Vandross?
No, I'm going down.
Rolls Royce.
I'm going down.
Yeah,
'Cause
Rolls
you ain't
Royce.
around, baby.
Yeah. They was dying. And did you do more bouncing out?
Hell yeah, I can't remember what no, I did bumps and the rumps. Bumps and the rumps, bumps and the rumps. You had the bumps and the rumps. Yeah, I had that banging to it. Man, I did that. Kevin LeVron was out there that day. Kevin LeVron guest post, who I was impressed by. Chris Cormier was there first time I met him. Paul DeLette was walking around. I mean, they had pros
Oh wow.
everywhere that day. They was like, oh, John. I just was like, man, John know everybody. Man, what's up, John? John? I said, man, you know him? You know him? You know him? He's like, man, I know everybody. Everybody knows me. I was like, I know it. So I know I stuck to you like glue. Everything you said, I tried to emulate, facial expression.
So what about young bodybuilders that want to do it today and they're considering going into bodybuilding? What advice? Any advice you would give them?
Well, for me, I would expect a young guy, first of all, like you told me, don't quit your J job. Use this as a second stream of income until provisions provide you to do otherwise. As far as the drug game, man, do your research. I remember you giving me that big book, that Bible. You said read it. I'm like, why I gotta read that? He said, because you gotta know what they know. You gotta be, know the pros and cons of everything that's out there. And then you decide if you want to take it or not. What can it do to your body? What are the long-term effects? And then you choose. He said, here's a book. I think that thing was like 1,000 pages. Took me like a year to read that thing. But my advice would be to do your research and don't be the first one to say take a whole lot of this and that, because it doesn't matter what you take, what you stick in your body, what pill you take. Your work in the gym is what does the progressive growth in your muscle, not the PEDs. The PEDs are only going to accelerate the process. And that's what you told me. You say what you could take a year to do with PEDs, you can do it in 3-4 months. He said, but what are the consequences? What are you giving up? And then you decide if you want to do it. Decide
Exactly.
there.
That's why I rather young guys. I wouldn't even think about taking drugs. I
Nope.
wouldn't think about it. I'm
Nope.
telling you, I had when I was in Compton. You know, I was just lifting weights. And then I started bodybuilding. When I was 19 years old, I had 19-inch arms, and I never heard of a steroid.
Mm-mm.
Never even heard of it. Then I started hearing rumors of a drug you can take to make your muscles grow, but I thought they were joking, right?
A
I'm
sickly.
thinking that's not possible, and so I just kept training. When I turned 20 years old, I was one to have 20-inch arms because Eric Baker's brother Ronnie had 20-inch arms. He had 20s. He was 20, and I had 19 and a half. So I'll never forget. I was pissed,
Yeah.
but I never even heard of a steroid. So I'm saying it is possible to make your muscles grow big. 20 arms. I was 6'2". That's a big arm.
Yeah.
For a guy 6'2".
Yeah.
It's possible. So for those of you who think it's not, I am telling you it's possible.
Very possible.
You know, so you don't need to take PEDs. Just
No.
train hard, you know?
Train hard and eat.
So what are you doing these days?
Well, I'm training people. I'm in the gym, and being 54, I still, I'm a little smaller than I am, but I still got a little something, a little something. So I'm training people in the gym. I'm using the Mad Circle systems, the same thing that you trained me to do back in the day. I've just accelerated on it and adding some of the the new school things in with the old school training. So I have an A and B workout. Your A and B workout you taught me was you're gonna do squats, and then the next time you're gonna do a front squat. But for my A and B, it's a Mad Circle type training system for 3 days, and then 3 days of conventional, what they're doing now. Little machines, walking lunges, Bulgarian, isolating different muscles.
Now,
But
are these bodybuilders or just fitness people?
yeah, I take the normal person. Functional training I will do with people who have that intention. Some women just want to lose a little body fat, or get an hourglass physique. But I'm getting a little of everything. I got a lady over 60 who wanted to build some muscle to compete. So I helped her, and they think that over 60 you can't build muscle. I was like, bullshit. I said you can't overtrain. Well, what about I'm 60? I'll overtrain easily. I say my trainer, like I told him, I said John Brown said to me, you cannot overtrain. You can only undereat. It's like driving a private car. You can't drive a car to Vegas 3 hours on a quarter tank. What's going to happen to it? It's going to either break, some transmission going to mess up. You're going to run out of gas. He just says the same thing with your food. Your food is where you get your minerals and vitamins, amino acids. It's not necessarily even the supplements as far as protein shakes. Now you eat the food. And so I learned just what I'm doing now with people is to learn the conventional side, learn about macros and all that, but I still give it to them raw. Some of the women in there, men in there, they're afraid of me. They go, "Oh man, I'm afraid of you. I heard your workout, send you to the bathroom, throw up." I go, "No. If you're afraid of my training, you're afraid of yourself because I can only push you as far as your body will go. If your mind can't push you any further, you're done. So I train the mind, not the body, just like you train me. So
Did you
I
do?
use
We did vision boards. You remember
right.
that?
Revision board. You said take every muscle from every bodybuilder you like
Yes.
and put it
Yeah.
on the wall. And he said, when you train that muscle, you look at that picture first. I had Ronnie Coleman up there. I had Flex Wheeler mostly. I think I had Sean Ray's calves. I had Dorian Yates, Paul Dillette. And I had different body parts. And I remember going to the
Are
gym
you
every
still? But are you doing that to your clients?
Oh yeah. Yeah. They have the visual board. For the bodybuilder guys, they get the visual board.
I did it for bodybuilding, and I met a lady once. Didn't know who she was. Still don't know. She said, "I see you training a lot of people in Milo's gym," and she goes, "Can I ask you a question? How do I want to lose weight? So can you give me some advice?" Oh yeah, and I started talking to her. I said, "Well, here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you to do something. You're not gonna believe it, but just try it." And so I forgot what she said she weighed. Let's say she weighed 190 pounds and she wanted to lose 30 pounds. I said, let's do this here. Don't change your diet. Stay on the same diet. I just want you to write down what it is. Let's say next month on the 26th, you want to lose 10 pounds. I want you to repeat that out loud every day when you're in the shower, when you're in your car driving. Just repeat out loud 1, In 30 days from now, I will lose 10 pounds. In 30 days from now, I will lose 10 pounds. And also, give me a vision board on your waist, your triceps, your lats, your calves, your glutes, how you think you would like to look. And she bought it in the gym. I said, okay, I want you to stare at these pictures day and night. I want you to know everything about these pictures. And when you come to the gym, whatever workout you want to do, just do. But pull those pictures up. If you're doing biceps or you're doing sit-ups, pull the pictures up of the abs of the girl that you cut out on your vision board. Keep those pictures in mind and those numbers that you want to lose 10 pounds in 30 days. 30 days later, she lost exactly 10 pounds. And I said, you won't lose 11. You won't lose 9. You'll lose 10. And don't change your diet. Because this way she can, for the rest of her life, it's sustainable. She can do that. If you go on a diet, an extreme diet, you can lose weight, but you're going to gain it back as soon as you start eating regular food. But my advice for folks is to do a vision board and repeat out loud daily, your mission that you're trying to accomplish. And watch how your body responds. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah, I mean,
So,
that's,
so you training people these days, right?
yes, I'm
That's,
training people.
are you
I
doing any seminars or anything like that?
I do. I've been to touring to do like little posing clinics. They've been having these clinics starting. One of
Oh,
them started in
really? Oh,
Houston.
okay.
Yeah, so
Nice.
they've invited me to a couple of the events. I'm so into the holistic thing now. It's mind boggling. I started getting into taking sea moss and stuff like that. So I have a company now that really gets into the herbal aspect of just nutrients, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to study it to a point where people don't realize that, like you said back then, food is energy, food is gas, but there are
Mm-hmm.
certain elements in food, if you really put them in order by learning your blood type, learning what you're allergic to, learning what foods work well for your body, you're able to attain whatever you want. You can look how you
Mm-hmm.
want, still be healthy, get shredded,
Mm-hmm.
build muscle, and just do it with with the right approach. And so I'm perfecting that craft and putting it together, and just giving it to the masses, and at the same time keeping them healthy. People don't understand that there are certain foods that are high on the alkalinity level, and there are other foods that are highly acidic. And I used to, like, for instance, example, I used to eat a lot of oatmeal. Oatmeal, trying to carb up, and I used to wonder why every time I ate oatmeal, I would be bloated. Like, literally, my stomach would just be, it would sit there for hours, and it got tired of eating it. Well, I figured out that oats are high in starch. So for me,
Mm-hmm.
being O blood type, some people will say, "Oh, that's a hoax," and all this or stuff. Well, for me personally, I found another grain that was better. So I found a grain that's called spelt, rolled spelt, which is in the similar grain family, but it's low in starch. As soon as I eat that, I
Mm-hmm.
can eat a cup and a half of that, and 2 hours later, eat again. So I started
Mm-hmm.
learning, okay, dairy, starch, and sugar don't work well with me. And if I would have known this back then, I probably wouldn't have been, have my little cheat meals with ice cream, because that was counterproductive. I was taking 2 steps back for every step I took forward, and then would have to play
Mm-hmm.
catch up. The last 8 weeks when I went strict,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have enough time to get shredded. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
now, if you see, I mean, if you saw me right now, I'm 54, and it looks like my glutes want to come in. And it's like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
been eating like this since 2019, no starch, low on dairy, and no
Mm-hmm.
hardly any sugar. The sugar, it's like, if you look at my body now, my body's at like 9-10% at 200
Mm-hmm.
pounds. So
Mm-hmm.
this is something that's really that I like to teach the masses before they do all this. I'm going to eat 5-10,000 calories a day, take 2,000
Mm-hmm.
milligrams of test. I talk to them first and go, hey, wait a minute, don't do that. Try this first. Have you got your levels checked? Have you been to the doctor? Have you checked your blood levels? Have you checked? You got to
Mm-hmm.
see what's going on with you first before you ever think about doing a contest. Go see a doctor. Hmm.
Now, would you say bodybuilding have changed a lot
Hell
since
yeah.
you last competed?
Hell yeah.
Good or bad?
To me, bad. First of
Interesting.
all,
What?
I'm going to tell you why I think so. The way social media done messed everything up, but at
Mm.
the same time, got us in a realm where you can attach and touch lives or touch eyeballs anywhere in the world in 1 second. We had to wait for the magazine to come out. So that was the
Yes.
first thing. I remember you telling me this. You said, Melvin, because you're like I say, I tell people all the time, you want to talk about being a man. John told me how to be a man. You know, you used to tell me that whenever you do a deal, you always never take the first deal. Never. The money aspect of it. So somebody come in, hey man, I'll give you $50,000 to do X, Y, and Z. And you were like, okay, you're nervous, you call me first. And I remember calling you, hey man, they want to offer me, I think it was
Mm-hmm.
Twin Lab or somebody, they want to offer me $28,000. And you was like, boy, you crazy? You said they need to pay you for your potential. Don't matter if you're Mr. Olympia now. Because they had said, well, you're not already been a
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Olympia. You never did this. I called John. And John, man, they offered me 20,000. That's a lot of money. And you was like, what did I tell you? You remember telling me that, John? You said, $10,000 a lot of money?
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh
I was
yeah,
like, hell yeah. And you reach in that cabinet and
yeah.
pull that money out and put that money on the table. This ain't shit. And I'm looking at the money like, give it to me then. You said, if I gave you this money, you said, you remember that? You
Yeah.
was like, if I gave you this money right now, and this is for all the youngsters who need to listen to this, because this is father stuff. John was like a big brother, father type to me before. I didn't ever never had a father tell me no shit like this. He's like, how about I give you this money right now, and you had it in your hand, what you gonna do with it? Man, I think all kind of shit to do with it. He said, but how fast can you spend it? And I was like, yeah. He was like, hold it. So I was like, man, I go outside and go to the mall right now, it'd be gone. He said, exactly my point. So it's $10,000 of money. I was like, no, you put the money back in the cabinet. So I knew 28,000 to me was a lot of money, but you was like, don't take that offer. Go back and tell him you want 60. And I went back and
Mm-hmm.
told Honey, hey man, tell him I want 60. I ain't want to take the 28. Honey went back up in there. I ended up getting $48,000 for my first contest, my first contract.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a lesson learned. The sport now, nobody talks. Nobody has anybody else to call to confide in that's going to give them, how can I say, a diplomatic answer or an educated answer. They'll just say,
Mm-hmm.
take the money, take what you can get, take likes, take the marketing. We're going to
Mm-hmm.
market you for a whole year, and we're giving you $2,000 a month and a bunch of
Mm-hmm.
products. First of all, half the stuff that they had what didn't taste very well, didn't work to me. The second thing is $3,000 a month is nothing today.
Mm-hmm. No.
But nobody they don't call anybody
Mm-hmm.
because these guys don't have that camaraderie where they'll call and reveal how much they made. I call Ronnie Combs right now. He be like,
Oh.
man, Ronnie Combs be like, man, don't take that, man. No, take this. Or no, let me
Mm-hmm.
call this guy. Or I call Jim Mannion. Hey, no, that's not enough money. Tell you want 30. Tell you want 40.
Mm-hmm.
They don't talk now. The females also would
Mm-hmm.
get $1,000, $1,500 a weekend to go pass out supplements. Now
Mm.
they don't get a room. They don't get, taken care of that way. And they give
Really?
them, no, they give them QR codes for discounts. What kind of shit is that?
Oh, come on, man.
Man, them girls be taking it too. They want you to be half naked, walk around, pass out supplements for likes and a QR code. Man, you smoking that la la. I'm not doing that.
Man. Yeah,
I
it's
remember you told
different.
me they'll pay you two thousand
Different.
dollars to show up for 1 hour. I remember those stories, John. And you ain't never get me in no store for no hour for less than $1,500 to $1,000. Period. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not coming. And when I come to the door, you tell me start the clock right then. Bink.
Wow. It's a
They don't
big
do that now.
difference.
Big
Yeah,
difference.
it
These guys,
looks quite different. Even I went to a couple of competitions. Athletes look different. When I was
they're
competing,
must.
they were more beautiful. The physiques were more beautiful. Worse, even if a guy weighed 250 or 160, they both look good. But now they
That
look
part.
bloated, big
Square.
heads,
Yep.
square. It just looks
Yeah.
awful, awful, awful. I'm
Well,
sorry.
one of the other things that kind of bugged me about it, and I've been trying my best. I've called, Derek Lunsford. I talked to him at a show. Hey man, I want to work with you, but these guys never call me, and it's okay. I'm not angry or anything. It's just like I want somebody to get what I'm trying to tell them. They're
Mm-hmm.
standing differently in their compulsories. They stand and they open their legs like they're about to go do the splits or something. It's like, why are you
Oh
standing like that?
wow,
They're turning their quads away from the judges and try to make their hamstrings hang to make them give the
why?
illusion of having a big. I don't know who started that baloney, but man, I said, man, I never. It makes me want to compete just to show you how you're supposed to stand. Quarter turn to the right, they'll turn to the back and do the same thing. Like, what are you trying to do? They stand there and they open their knees like that. so that the little hamstrings can hang out. I go, why? That doesn't mean your legs are bigger. It's just now you're taking
Wow.
your leg sweep away,
And they're
right?
not training. They're not training hard.
Hell,
I saw them in the
see,
gym.
I believe they can train better because me telling them you ain't training hard. Well, I sweat. I'm gassed. This and that. Well, maybe you're gassed because you're heavy. But if you go back and look at the old pictures, go look at Ed Corney. Go look at the the Mendez brothers. Go look at even Arnold Schwarzenegger. Look how he trained.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Look at Serge Debray. You know what I mean? Look at Robbie Robinson. Look at
Mm-hmm.
Mike Christian, you, Lee Haney. The bodies look different. You know, you had
Different.
little guys like Theory Pastel. You had Albert Beckles. You had, man, these guys were ripped and they wasn't taking no growth hormone or nothing. And I mean, I'm like, they trained hard. Aaron
They
Baker,
train
a
hard.
phenom. They trained hard.
Do you train
You
any
know,
athletes?
I trained athletes. Yes, I mean, I've turned people pro. I mean, Lionel Brown's one of them.
Not talking about like
Lionel
other.
Brown.
Not. I'm talking about track and field, basketball, volleyball, football.
Yes, softball, baseball, a couple of wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the training is still,
So
hard.
when
They go, man.
so if you train a wrestler, are the movements you will have him do that much different than you would have a bodybuilder do?
Nope. I'll tell you why. Because you taught me everything is relative to mechanics. If I put a rock on the ground, you've done it to me many times. You say, bend over and pick it up. You're gonna bend over and pick it up. But these guys today, you drop the rock on the ground, you tell them to pick it up, they'll turn and be very stiff and pick it up like this, like it's, I have to keep my back straight. It's like, what are you talking about? In order for you to be big, your back is like a rubber band. The latissimus dorsi is stretched throughout the back. And so you bend over, you got to pick it up that way. So I train a wrestler the same way I would train a bodybuilder because
Yeah, that's what
muscle
I
is
did.
relative to, hell yeah.
It's
It's like,
all the
well, I'm gonna
same.
get us all the same. I
If I
remember you
train a
had
track and field person, gymnast, bodybuilder, football player, basketball, I train them all the same. Only thing I
explosive.
would do is there's certain movements I would eliminate, like because they're not like real deltoid movements. We wouldn't do
Right.
that, right? Certain things we would do, but in general, 90% of the training concepts stay the same. Nothing
Yeah.
changes.
Nothing.
The
You had a
you got to get strong. The body has to get strong.
Yeah, you had a fitness girl, I remember. I mean, I
Cynthia
remember so
Hill.
much stuff. Cynthia Hill, that girl out trained dudes. And
Mm-hmm.
she's be like, am I gonna get big? You used to be like, just do what I tell you. And walk away. And she would do it and she would get on stage and would wear people out. It was crazy
I'm gonna
watching.
have her on my podcast.
Oh, Cynthia was nothing
Yeah,
to play with. That girl was killing people. And
yeah. And she
like you
wasn't a
told me, like
bodybuilder. Just so people who she wasn't a
no,
bodybuilder. She was a fitness girl.
fitness. She was
Yeah.
fitness girl.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So she was for the modeling around the stage, and
Mm-hmm.
I trained my girl the same way. She trained in back and leg. At first I was like, "What are you doing that for? You want to do?" I want to do it. I said, "Okay, well you gonna do it old school?" She did back and
Mm-hmm.
legs together. So
Good.
there's no difference between a female and a male as far as training, just the weight difference. You pick the
Mm-hmm.
weight, and I train people relative to what their body can take as far as what I see on the outside looking in.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yes, I train other athletes as well as bodybuilders.
So if
hmm
somebody wants to get in contact with you, how do they reach you?
Usually through my IG, the underscore marvelous one ONE, not the number. Um, and so they contact me through their DM me, and I contact them personally. I do online training as well
Mm-hmm.
as one-on-one training. My posing
Okay.
sessions are calendar based, so you go into Calendly and you can get me there or just DM me for poses. I'm
Mm-hmm.
getting a lot of people that want to pose that are really interested in learning the craft. And
Really
oh yeah,
interesting.
I'm doing them. And I'm putting it out there because if it's got to be me to give back to get these people to pose correctly, I'm putting them out 5, 6 at a time. We just had a show at the
Good.
West Coast Classic. They had 3 athletes. 2 of them I helped do the posing routines. The other
Mm-hmm.
one is physique, so they don't do full posing, but I got them in their transition on how to move between the
Mm-hmm.
poses, just like
That's
just
the
like I was
key.
taught by you.
The transition. That's what makes it.
Yes, the
You know.
transition makes it.
Mm-hmm. Got to be smooth,
So
like butter. You got to
you gotta
move.
be.
You got to move like just like still water. You just got to be real smooth real cool, real beautiful. It's just
Mm-hmm.
it's a thing you have to have. And some guys have it
Mm-hmm.
inside, some guys don't. Can't be
Yeah.
mechanical. You gotta
Yeah.
flow like water. Yeah, so
And
that's
you
how to
know,
get in touch with you. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
sorry about that. I don't know how to. I didn't know how to put my phone on do not disturb. I thought that silent would do it, but it didn't.
Yes.
You know, late at night. No,
You got calls coming in, Melvin.
the
I
damn
remember.
Datsun,
I remember.
the blue
Melvin never
Datsun,
had nothing.
beat up
You
blue
know,
Datsun.
he drove. What was that old car he used to drive? He had a beat up Datsun. It was a beat up junky Datsun. Melvin's going to the gym. That car smoking, barely can
BMW.
start. Melvin bought him a green.
It was
I
at
don't
them
know why he had
forties.
it green. It was ugly, but a green BMW, and he had was there 20s on it? Had them 20s on it. First nice car he ever had. Man, he was yelling, "Watch out!" We was trying to park it, and he was parking so far away from the curb. I go, Melvin, you got to get closer to the curb.
Shoot.
No, man, I got rims. I got rims. I got
Nah,
rims.
yeah,
I said, oh.
we go,
I said, Melvin, what the hell are you talking about? You got
we
rims,
go
man.
further than that. I
I
remember
ain't never
sitting in
had
your office
rims.
and we learning about clothes. And I
He
remember you
was
was
so
like,
happy
man,
to have
you
rims on
got
the
to get
car.
your shit my ass. That you got me on this show. I'm telling it. So I'm sitting there behind the phone. And I was like, you don't care. You got to
Oh,
get a
shit.
job. And I was like, I'm trying to find a job.
Wait. What?
Call the
Wait.
welfare office, goddamn,
You was
because I
wait,
couldn't
wait,
get no
wait,
job.
back up.
And he was like, I was
You was in
dialing the
my
number. And he
office,
was like, I was on the
and you made a
phone, and
call
the
to
lady was
who?
asking these questions. And I was answering the questions. So there was no way John could figure out who I was talking to, but he figured out by my answers. And you was like, man, what the hell is you doing? I was like, man, I'm calling, the welfare, man. I'm finna get some stamps. He said, no, man, get your ass out of my office, man. Don't you go out there, you took the phone, rip the phone out the wall. You get your butt out of here, man. We don't do that around here. You ain't gonna take no stamps. You go out there and find a job. And don't come back to my office until you find one. I felt so bad. I left that office. Did give me did
I was so pissed. I was cursing. I was cursing him out, boy. Get you out of my office. Don't ever come back here. That's what's wrong
He's like,
with black
you
people
ain't
right
taking no
now
easy
thinking
way
you need
out.
help.
Made me walk home and
You're
everything. That was the longest
from
walk
the
of my life.
government. Get your boy to go
I,
find a job. You
it
know?
was man, I was
I couldn't believe
20
you did that. I never seen anybody do that.
20 something,
How old were
25,
you?
20, 26, 25, man. You just
20
you
something.
got two hands, with two hands,
And
two
I'm
feet.
like,
You
what are
said
you
you
talking
figure
about?
it out.
25
I was
able
like, man.
male in
I
my
went to the
office
house, man. About a week
calling the
later, I had a
welfare?
job.
What are you talking
I sure
about?
did. I sure did.
Yeah. I'm like, man, I know there was people on welfare, but I never seen nobody really try to actually call the welfare department, ask for money or bread or cheese or chicken. I don't know what you was doing. I said, man, get your butt out of my office. Don't you ever come back here. I
Hell
didn't use
yeah.
those words, but I was so pissed at you, man. I said, what the
Best,
hell?
best,
Man, I had to go home. I was so hot.
best your whole day up.
After you left, I think I went home. I couldn't stay in the office anymore. I couldn't believe I saw that. Yeah, I'm like, what is he doing, man? And you were
Yeah,
comfortable
he was
and
like,
you
not
were
on my
okay with
watch.
that. I thought, what the hell?
You said
Where
it,
does
not
it
on
come
my
from? Your
watch. Get your
upbringing?
ass out of here. Not on my watch. I
Mm-mm,
died.
no,
I said, I'm
hell
dead.
no.
I'm dead.
Mm-mm,
It's all
no.
good. Yeah.
Wow. I was shocked, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was a good time, brother. Yeah, man, so that's about it for today, man, you know? This is John Brown, Black Coffee. And if some of you guys out there want to talk to me, you can find me on Instagram. I think it's John Brown Black Coffee, something like that. If it ain't figured out, and you could, so what we'll do is we'll link it all in the bio, and you can get in contact with me if you have questions about your child or about. My main thing is this: giving advice to parents who want to have kids that can win, let's say Major League Baseball, I don't know, football, basketball, I don't care what it is, to be number one in their sport in the world. If you have a child and you're interested in that child becoming number two, don't contact me. I know nothing about second place. All I know is about first place. So the methods that I will give you, the methodology is to teach your child how to become number one on the planet, not number two. So please understand that. And I call it black coffee for a reason. And let me explain that to some of y'all. Not everybody can drink black coffee straight. They want a little sugar, a little cream, want me to be a little easy. I'm not going to be easy. Like Melvin said with Richard Longworth, I wasn't easy on Richard. Don't come in the gym telling me you want to train with me. You're going to either finish the workout or fight me. So if you don't want to fight me, then don't come in the gym. So I'm telling you now as a parent, if you want to know how to really do it, contact me. If you don't contact. This is real talk, right or wrong, Melvin?
And that's what made me that's the best in the world. Yep.
That's it. That's what I'm talking about. That's all I got. You know, this is John Brown. And you, like I say, I always tell my kids, boys, you can listen to you or you can listen to me. And if I were you, I would listen to me.